Just got a couple of these left, so we gotta, get them in. Chumash Bamidbar has so many stories of difficult times when the Bnei Yisrael really just fall as a group, individuals, pulling groups. We got Korach, and we got the Meraglim, and we've got the people complaining about the mun and the flying snakes, and all kinds of terrible incidences that happened to the nation. Really bad stories. A couple of good stories, but a lot of really tough stories. And we're supposed to take from the stories an understanding of what it is that creates destruction and what it is that builds, and how it is that we need to work on ourselves or work towards something so we could bring a better life to ourselves and not the destruction that keeps happening in the Midbar when the Jewish people are first becoming a nation. And these are the things that destroy a nation. These are the things that get in the way. These are the people who didn't get to be part of the nation because of their behaviors. Now, there's one story. Miriam and Aaron HaKohen are speaking about Moshe, speaking about his wife. The Torah tells us at the end of the Parsha, Vatidaber Miriam v'Aaron b'Moshe, they spoke about his wife. So Isha Kushis Asher Lokach ki Isha Kushis Lokach. He married a woman from Cush. The Mefarshim have different ways of explaining this. Chazal explain, and Rashi brings this, that Zipporah, the wife of Moshe, is talking to Miriam when all of these people become Nevi'im. 70 people come to help Moshe Rabbeinu. He asks for help, 70, 72. And she says, it's going to be hard for them. Being married to a Navi is not a walk in the park. From the time that Hashem's speaking to Moshe, he's separated from me. We're not together anymore. And so Miriam discusses this with Aaron. What, because they got prophecy? We also got prophecy. And Rashi says they were questioning him on some level. They weren't even trying to degrade him. Hashem gives a nevuah right then to Moshe, to Aaron, and to Miriam. He says, come to the Ohel Moed. He comes down and he says to them, just to the two of them, he calls them in to speak to them without Moshe being present. So either Moshe shouldn't see Aaron being rebuked, or whatever the reason, or the other reason is that you don't say all of a person's praises in his presence, and Moshe was there. So Hashem is going to speak about Moshe for a minute with Aaron and Miriam. Shimu no devar, v'yomer, he says, Shimu no devar, I hear my words. When there's a Navi, you know what has to happen to him? I speak to him in a vision, in a dream. His whole body stops working. Everything about the Navi turns completely silent, falls into a deep sleep, or falls on the floor, no power in his body at all, in order that his body should not get in the way of him hearing the words of Hashem. Lo ken avdi Moshe, my servant Moshe is not like that. B'chol beisi ne'emanhu, in all of my house, he is trusted. I speak to him pe'el pe'adaber bo, mouth to mouth, umarav lo b'chidos, usmunas Hashem yabit. I don't speak to him in riddles, in puzzles, and things that have to be worked out because they have to be brought down to a lower level. I speak to Moshe, so to speak, face to face. Umadua lo yuresem, why were you not afraid? L'daber ba'avdi Moshe. How were you not afraid to speak against Moshe? Then, Vayichar af Hashem bam, vayelach. Hashem, now, after I told you, now I can give you the punishment. And Miriam she started it, she is now a Mitzorah. She's Mitzoras Kisheleg. She is white like snow. And so what's happened is that we all know that mitzora, that one of the things that the Gemara says that a person gets tzaras for is for speaking Lashon Hara. And Miriam spoke Lashon Hara about Moshe. Now, there's a fascinating halacha in the Shulchan Aruch about when we say every day the brachas before Kriya Shema. The second bracha before Kriya Shema is Avas Olam if you're Sephardi or daven Nusach Sfard, Ava Rabba if you daven Nusach Ashkenaz, right? Ava Rabba Havtanu, great love, you have loved us. And in there, the Magen Avraham brings a halacha, he brings it in the name of the Arizal, and he says you have to have certain things in mind when you say this. Very critical. When you say Uvanu v'charta mikolam v'loshon, you chose us from all nations, we have to have in mind, how did he choose us? Matan Torah. We have to have in mind that Hashem gave us the Torah. When it says L'shimcha hagadol, for your great name, we have to have in mind the destruction of Amalek. Because Amalek tried to take, so to speak, part of the name of God and cut it off, make God incomplete in this world. So we have to have in mind to remember what Amalek did. And the third thing is lahodos lecha, to give you thanks. And he says, hapel lo nivra, the mouth was not created, rak lahodos, the purpose of the mouth is to give thanks and not to speak bad speech. And this is how we remember the story of Miriam every single day. So when we say these words in Ava Rabba and Avas Olam, we have in mind Matan Torah, we have in mind destruction of Amalek, and we have in mind Miriam, the story of Lashon Hara. Because the mouth was only created to give thanks. You know, just to look at this for a minute, the way people speak, what they say is the way they build a picture for others and for themselves a little bit of the world. How are you doing today? Lousy. How are you doing today? Great. Right? What's going on? What am I talking about? I think they used to have a sign up in yeshiva many years ago. It said, low-level people speak about people. Average people speak about things. High-level people speak about ideas. And I thought that was really good. But they do much more than that, high-level people. High-level people speak about goodness. They focus on the good that there is around them. They focus on the good things they have. There's a halacha that when a person hears good news, even a small thing, or he takes a little pleasure, he gets a little pleasure, somebody gives him a candy, he's supposed to say thank you to Hashem. He's supposed to give thanks. Little things. And for sure, big things. The way we look at our life, the way we speak about our life will create the reality in which we live. And so every single day, before saying Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, that statement of there is only one God and all of creation is under Him, we remember to give thanks. People say, well, what does it matter if I say it or not? If I thought it, no. When we say it, we express it out of ourselves. Now, a person could say it without thinking, and it's nice if the things that a person says without thinking are nice things and good things and thanks and gratitude and kindness, as opposed to Lashon Hara or Nivel Peh, low language or disgraceful language. It's nice if that's what comes out naturally. Of course, the goal is to be thinking about it, because every moment that we think about that and then we try to do it, it builds it up in us a little bit more. Now, Bnei Yisrael waited for Miriam to become Tahar. She was a great tzaddikus. And she wasn't even trying, Rashi says, to disgrace him. But there was some kind of question, there was some kind of problem that she was expressing. We have no idea how powerful our speech is. We have no idea how you could make a person's day or break a person's day. How low we could come when we speak about low things, and how high we can become, how good and worthwhile we can become by speaking properly. Somebody makes a comment, and I just gotta zing them. 1 second. 1 second. I gotta hurt him. I gotta say something bad about a guy. 1 second. Hashem gave us this mouth so we could give praises. It's a very difficult thing to do. It's very, very difficult. But this is the work that we need to work on if we want not to fall, but to be elevated. Wishing you a very good Shabbat Shalom.